What's Zakhari Franklin bring to this room now that you've had him for a little bit here?
First he brings a leadership. I mean, he's 23 years old, so he's kind of the old man of the group. But the familiarity he has with Coach Lunny and the system, that's one of the things that made it easy, an easy transition from here for him and for us. It's just been really cool to see the way he's kind of integrated himself into the room. That's the best thing for me as a coach, man. You always worry about how's it gonna go, man. And he's done a good job of being humble and getting in there and helping young guys, and the old guys have helped him. So, and obviously he's a playmaker. You know, he can go do a lot of things. So I'm excited. We're thrilled to death to have him.
Is he different than your other veteran guys in that room, and if so, how?
I think all those guys are different. You know, everybody brings a different skill set. Everybody's got a different strength to their game, and everybody complements each other really well. That's the thing. When you get to where you can roll guys in there and there's no drop off, that's when you got a chance to have something good. And I feel like we have that.
How can you see him and Barry's previous time together? How does that play out on the field or in the offense?
Really, just their chemistry together, and just watching them, just really how they interact in the building. But then, like I said, there's such a familiarity. If you think, man, gosh, I forgot to cover that in a meeting, you go out there and he goes, oh yeah, I got it. You know, so he remembers a lot of that stuff. And for a coach, it's awesome to have. You know, a guy that can help a lot of people out there.
What could he do for you in the RPO game?
A lot. If you watch him run, you're like, man, I don't know how fast he is, but he doesn't get caught. You know, he is a smooth. He just kind of glides. You know, he can stretch a defense. He's a really good route runner. He's highly intelligent. I mean, so he understands where he needs to be, when he needs to be there relative to quarterback timing and spacing. And as a receiver, you just that stuff you can't coach. You know.
Luke seemed to indicate he really likes him with the 50-50 balls, and he's big-bodied and all that. Does that open up in a quarterback's mind a little bit more like, yep, I can go there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think especially for a quarterback, wherever he feels like he's got some confidence, you know, and that's what I tell these guys. Like, hey, guys, like when that guy gets back there, he's got to have confidence to say, okay, that kid's over there or that guy's over there. Like, I can throw it to him and he can go get it. That's what practice is for. Practice is for you to build confidence, not just in the coaches, but in Luke and Donovan and the quarterbacks. So, hey, look, I got to show that guy he can trust me, and that's what we try to stress in the room.
In the spring with Malik and Kenari obviously going into bigger roles, how would they kind of parlay that into the fall? Obviously,
yeah, they've done great. I mean, look, all those guys in that room have worked really hard. I mean, Malik seems like he's got a renewed focus and a renewed mission, and the same thing with Kenari. I mean, I think those guys know, hey, look, it's time for us to step up. It's time for us to make some plays, and they've done a good job of attacking the summer, and then also, you know, they've put themselves in a position to be able to help us this fall.
Coach, how is the recruiting side of being here going for you so far?
Awesome. I mean, it really helps when your head coach recruits as hard, if not harder, than all the assistants in the room.
Okay.
So, Coach B does a great job of making sure we're hitting these guys up. It's just different. I don't really know how to say it, other than it's in a good way. You know, it's just this is my first time recruiting in the Midwest a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. I love the kids. I love the coaches. I love the style of play up here. But we have a really good recruiting staff.
Okay.
And our staff recruits really well. And then obviously when your head coach recruits harder than anybody in the building, it makes it easy.
Did you figure there'd be an adjustment to the Midwest, like it would be some different kind of? Maybe what are those adjustments you have to make?
Yeah, one, you just never been in the area before.
Okay, sure.
And you just that's the hard thing is you want these coaches to believe in you and believe what you're telling them, and that stuff's done over time. And I spent so many years in Texas and in the Carolinas and in Georgia and Florida, and those guys know me. So I'm just trying to build those relationships here. But recruiting is recruiting. You know, I mean, if you can recruit one state, you can recruit another. But just building the relationships and letting those coaches know who you are.
Okay.
And that way they can show them that that this guy means what he says and backs up what he says. You know, that's what you're trying to do.
What's your number one selling point when it comes to getting kids to come here or be interested in here?
One, it's the Big Ten.
Okay.
Really, when you look at it, I mean, it's the Big Ten and the SEC are the two major conferences now. And then I think our head coach, I mean, guys had 55 players drafted, and they've 9 first-rounders. I mean, and it's not just defensive kids,
Sure.
you know. So When a kid knows, hey, they want to know, will my position coach make me better?
Okay.
Can he develop me? Does the system fit what I do?
Sure.
Right? And then how can my head coach help develop me as well? I mean, I think we check a lot of those boxes for wide receivers, and there's nobody in the country, head coach wise, that has developed as many guys as our head coach
Sure.
is and Coach B. So that's what I love about it. Is I know he's going to recruit
Right.
like harder than anybody, and I know he's going to take time to develop those relationships.
So that comes up early in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the first things I talk about is Coach B. You know.
The slot competition, you get Mario back.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen from him and Hank and Kenari, how they all kind of compete?
Yeah, the one thing with Mario's done a good job of really entrenching himself in the offense this offseason. He's lining up faster. He's moving faster because he's not thinking about anything. He's just playing. So I'm really proud of Mario. Hank Betty is just, I mean, that guy is the standard of what we want here at Illinois football. He works hard, literally doesn't talk, shows up every day and gives his best. And then Kenari's doing well too. So we have a really good room in that aspect as far as slots.
Your first go around as the receivers coach here, and what's it been like first, fall camp, and what are your impressions on the job and just the receiver group as a whole?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit cooler here. I mean, everybody was complaining about it being hot today, and I've been a lot worse, especially coming from Columbia, South Carolina. But I love it. I love the schedule that Coach B has. I love the way we structure things, just little things that he does throughout the schedule with our kids that have nothing to do with football, Now we're stressing them football-wise and stressing them in practice, but I would say the schedule is a little bit of an adjustment, but I love it. Like we do a lot of really good things here that I've never done before in my career. But I mean, that goes back to Coach B's had 16 years as a head coach, so it's pretty cool to see his style.
What about the schedule is different or impactful for the guys, you think?
I think a lot just how much time he spends with them. I mean, he has some player meetings that first year player meetings, and then he has meetings with our team, and we go through football one-on-one. And heck, I'm learning. I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm 18 years as a coach, and I was like, golly, I've actually never heard that or thought of that before. So, he's not just teaching the kids; he's teaching us too, and that's one of the reasons why I came here. Is I knew he'd make me a better coach, and hopefully a coordinator one day, and hopefully one day a head coach. But he's teaching everybody in the building, not just the players.
Sounds like Captain Jones and your Comdix had strong springs.
Yes.
What have you seen from them going in the fall? What can they bring to the competition?
Yeah, the first thing is confidence. And Captain Jones is playing with a confidence that he didn't have back in the first part of the spring. And when you have confidence, whether you think you are or you don't, man, like you better think you are when you go out there. You better have confidence in yourself. So he's done a good job with that. Colin Dixon is just as solid as they come. And again, just like I said, man, we just want guys that can go out there and make plays and be consistent, and there's no drop off. And we're getting to that point. The guys are working really hard. I'm really proud of the group.
Seems like you have a lot of guys, especially on the outside.
Yes, sir.
What's the rotation look like for that? Is there enough plays to go around for everyone?
Oh yeah, we love to have a good group of guys that we can rotate in a game. Through all the Cortland Suttons and the Xavier Legettes that I've coached, man, they bless their heart. We're playing them 70-something plays a game, and after you study it, after 45, 50 plays, you start to get diminishing returns on some stuff because they're just exhausted. So the more we can rotate guys and the more we can keep everybody fresh, that's what we're trying to do.
What kind of camp is Ashton Holland's having?
It's a really good camp. Again, another guy that's been here and is highly intelligent. We have smart guys. I'm just telling you, it is impressive because we've put a lot on him. Coach Lundy's stressed him mentally, and he's doing really well. Made a really good catch today for a score, and again, just the confidence, man. The more plays you make, the more confidence you get, and then you go play better.